Hey everyone. Hey Gemini. You actually turned up in Aquarius's reading, so if you are an Aquarius or you have Aquarius in your chart, this might resonate with you. I don't know. Or maybe you need to go watch Aquarius's reading. Maybe that might resonate with you. I don't know. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the Scorpio new moon. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising signs. Please check your moon and or rising placements for deeper resonance. We're going to pull some cards, but first we're going to roll a dice or a die. Gemini, we are, again, talking about the Scorpio new moon. I'm going to talk to my ancestors and my guardians and protectors to talk about what this Scorpio new moon has in store for you, what it wants you to focus on, what it needs you to look at in your life and ponder, make some changes, okay? And we're also going to make sure that we are taking what resonates, leaving what does not. I am also reading for sidereal and Western astrological placements, so please keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising signs for this Scorpio new moon and what my ancestors have to say. Okay. So Gemini, you received the angler, or you can call it just the fishing rod. Fishing for answers, fishing for opportunity. You're on the hunt for something. But whatever it is that, you know, you're hunting for is not easy. It's not easy to catch. It's not an easy catch, right? You may be in a situation, Gemini, where someone is fishing for you. Or they're just fishing and you know, they're hoping that they catch someone like you on their rod. That can be a good or a bad thing. Be careful. Use your own discernment with that. But overall, if this is advice, whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever it is that you're desiring under the Scorpio new moon, or leading up until the Scorpio new moon, it's going to take patience. You may have a timeline of, hey, this is supposed, I should have this by now. You know, if I just set my, you know, set my lineup, set everything up, you know, lay everything out, I should, you know, already have this job, this relationship, you know, this experience, this money, this wound healed, whatever, by such and such time. However, fish don't bite a hook on your time. They bite it when it's the right time. Right? It has to be the right season. It has to be the right time of day. You have to have the right bait or the right lure, whatever opportunity that whatever you're trying to stand out to attract, Gemini, you have to understand the season of when those opportunities present themselves. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of that. You guys are very smart. You guys are very brilliant. A lot of air signs are. But this is not going to come falling into your lap unless it's the right time, it's the right energy, right? And that's that word energy that I always like to use. I feel like, you know, a lot of people use it nowadays, but your frequency, your energy, how long you're willing to wait, how long you're willing to put in the work, even if you're the only one putting in the work. That matters. That matters. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising signs, ancestors for this Scorpio new moon. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, there you go with that water energy again. But this time you received the anchor. And it says Bay, card number 75, and it says grieving an authentic heritage. Grieving an authentic heritage. Let me just sit with that for a second, Gemini. Bottom of the deck, you have 45, Game Warden, issuing a responsible warning. Okay, Gemini, so we're going back to patience, we're going back to frequency and energy, we're going back to the fishing scenario. What's hitting me is ancestry. What's hitting me is passed on loved ones, learning from those who have passed on within your bloodline. Some of you may have lost a matriarch or a patriarch in your family. Some of you guys may look back at your family and you may have found information about part of your heritage or a heritage or some type of family heirloom or a tradition that has been passed down, but it was forgotten over time. Because over time, generations become lazy. We become lazy, right? With this card of the Game Warden issuing a responsible warning, I'm really getting the energy that you have a passed on loved one, Gemini, a parent, a grandparent, a great-great-grandparent. You may have a passed on loved one from the past in your family who is actually trying to reach you to warn you about something. And that the warning has to do a lot about how you are taking or responsibility with your life or not. I'm just getting that someone needs you to understand how to sit still and wait. Sit still and wait. Like I said, with fishing, the angler symbol right there. I'm also getting maybe if there's some type of conflict or fight that you might be planning to engage in with someone for whatever reason. Could be a lawsuit. Hopefully this is not a physical fight. Hopefully this is, you know, but whatever it is, some of you may be actually, and if you're a cross watcher for a Gemini, maybe you can tell them this, or I don't know. But if you're a Gemini and your beliefs or your actions tend to get you into situations or conflicts that can put you in danger or get you into more trouble than you need to get into, or stress you out more than it needs to, you know, just putting unnecessary pressure on you. You have some type of, like, you're expecting something. What are you expecting? We're going to have to keep pulling the cards, you guys. You're expecting to see something. You're expecting to catch someone in something, or you're expecting to catch something, an opportunity. But there is something inside of you, and there's something for some of you attached to your ancestry or an ancestor who's trying to tell you, stop. Quit while you're ahead. Some of you guys, your family members, or there's something in your family that is lost, or something within the heritage of the country you live in. I don't know. There's a lot going on here, you guys, and it's really difficult to try to clump it up all in one. But whatever it is that you may be fighting for, Gemini, be careful. You are determined about something. Or maybe you just have a very determined personality. You know, when you know that, when you feel that you're right, you know that you're right, and that is it. But there's something about your family. I don't know. There's something about your heritage that you need to look back on and do some research and learn from it. Ask your parents some questions. Ask some aunts or uncles. Ask some grandparents some questions about your family. So something has been lost here. Something old, something ancient, some type of gift that has been passed down to you, Gemini. Maybe I'm really getting the sense of it's through your family. There's some type of capabilities that you have. Some of you guys, maybe there were doctors in your family, or healers or physicians in your family, and maybe over time that fizzled out. Maybe there was certain traditions in your family, and as time went by, it just started fizzling out, and maybe you're the one that is meant to kind of pick up that tradition and bring it back to life. It depends on the tradition, though, right? Let's see. Let's see a little bit more of what's going on here. I just get the sense that whatever you're feeling when it comes to your emotions, don't be so determined to let your emotions to cause your emotions to explode, Gemini. Some of you guys, okay. Some of you guys, you have a family, or you are of a culture or from a country, or your parents are from a country that is under siege right now. It is at war. Some of you guys, Gemini, maybe your country has been completely obliterated. It's just at war and everything's gotten blown up. We live in really dark times, Gemini. So it is quite possible that some of you guys who come across this, you know someone, or you are part of a family's heritage or country where, or you are somehow indirectly or directly connected to a continent or a country where there is merciless war. War is already merciless to begin with. Whoever needs to hear that, they will hear it or not, you know. You have it, there's a quiet space in your heart that always knows what's more important. And then you have true success is an inside job. Whatever is stirring inside of you, Gemini, emotionally, I just get the sense that for some of you, you really don't need to do it. You can't do anything about it besides talk about it. And look at your family's lineage on a spiritual level. Look at your ancestry. Do some ancestral work. Talk to your ancestors who are ancestors of light, ancestors connected to the divine, and allow them to give you the answers that you need, right? Whatever's stirring inside of you, Gemini, emotionally, do not allow those emotions to get you in a bind or to cause you to make decisions that are detrimental to your life or to other people. Some of you guys, you really love your family, but there's a lot of darkness there. You love your family, but there's a lot of unhealthy traits and darkness that's being passed down to you and to your children. And maybe you just need to continue to do the work to clear that energy out and pass down a better energy, to vibrate at a different frequency and pass that down to your descendants, for those of you who have children or who are planning to have children, okay? I get the sense that some of you, Gemini, maybe you guys are also watching TV, or you guys are very much in the loop, or you like to keep up with what's going on in the news, what's going on politically, what's going on academically in your community, or whatever. When it comes to culture, you're really in the loop about that. Maybe some of you guys are very vocal about that, and that's fine. But I'm just getting the sense what my ancestors are telling you, and you can take it as a grain of salt, is that you cannot allow the weight of the world to sit on your shoulders. You cannot allow the weight of your ancestors to sit on your shoulders. You just have to cleanse yourself. You just have to make sure that you are vibrating at your highest frequency, and that takes time. Whatever's going on in the world, that's just what's going on in the world, Gemini. And if you want to do anything about it, it starts from inside of you first. Before you can go out and do anything in the world to make it better for the future, for the long term, for the next generation in your family, you first have to start to face yourself and how you can improve so that you can help others improve. That is not something that happens overnight, I'm telling y'all. Okay? You may look at the world with a very disgruntled perspective, and you're just like, why is the world this way? Why am I this way? Who passed this down to me? Right? You may look at your family, or look at your heritage, or look at the country you come from, or you're in the traditions attached to that, the culture, and you may be looking at, the changes that it has gone through and how people are just forgetting how to be true to their souls and true to themselves within that culture. This is very, very specific, Gemini. Very, very specific. Yeah, you have Uranus. So Uranus is showing me here that there are some changes that you can expect to come around, Gemini. There you are at the bottom of the deck, okay? Where your perspective about the world and its cultures and its traditions and its politics, whatever, right? There's going to come an opportunity for you to see things from a different perspective. But you first have to open yourself up to it. If you want to have conversations, or, be careful how you stir up a situation. Be careful how you stir the pot here. If you feel that someone owes you an explanation, or someone is getting away with something that they shouldn't be getting away with, and you want to do something about it, figure out, can I do anything about it? Can I? And if I can, what? What can I do safely? What can I do that is actually going to grow me as a person? And what can I say or do to help other people grow within this situation or this conversation, right? That is very, very important when it comes to thinking in the 3D, right? When it comes to thinking in the 3D about celebrities, about politics and politicians, culture, tradition, things like that, you kind of have to, see it as, this is just a 3D thing. These are human problems, right? How do I deal with human problems? How can I embrace my culture as an individual? How can I understand my ancestors, right? Whatever's going on that is stirring your emotions, Gemini, and making you angry or making you sad when it comes to this world and the way it has and what it's become. Just kind of ask yourself, is there anything I can do about it? The answer is yes, but not in the way that you think you can do anything about it. Like I said before, starts in here. Don't dwell in anger and sadness. This world is full of that right now, but it's also full of opportunities for growth and happiness and success. Okay? See where the planet Uranus rests in your chart, Gemini. Okay? That's going to be very, very important. Oh, there we go. What do we got here? That is crazy. You have the Queen of Cups, and that was exactly the type of energy that it's just raw emotions, right? Needing to master your emotions and how you express yourself, Gemini, when it comes to emotional factors. This can be your family. I'm really getting family. This could be culture and traditions. This can be politics. It can be anything that it can be the economy. Okay, it can be, you guys are brilliant. You guys have big brains, right? And I feel like, you guys can be very intellectual as well. So when it comes to the 3D realm, and when it comes to this world and politics and the economy and academics and things like that, you guys are well read. You guys are, well prepared to have the conversation, right? But what does your soul say? Are you listening to your soul in the process? Be open to new ideas about the conversation, about the circumstances. Figure out a new way to navigate these circumstances, right? There's definitely going to be some type of unexpected change within this. And you're going to be shown some type of example that really, at first, you're going to be like, what kind of, like, that doesn't make any sense. But that is going to be part of the answer. I don't know what kind of change that's going to be, but you may get some kind of conversation with someone who's a water sign, okay, or has water in their chart, specifically Cancer or Scorpio. But there is, like, the Queen of Cups is that feminine energy. She doesn't allow anyone to dictate how she feels, right? She doesn't allow the outside world to shift her emotions, right? She stays within her safe haven. She protects her emotions, right? Now, if you got the King of Cups, that would have been like the mastery of your emotions, right? But this is just you needing to protect your emotions, Gemini, at this time when it comes to anything that really triggers you. Things that are going on in this world that just enrages you for whatever reason, right? And those reasons are valid, but there are certain things that you can't change. The Queen of Cups is not here to change anybody. Not how they think, not what they believe, not how they feel, not how they move, not what they do. She's only here to do what she needs to do. She's focused on herself. I think my ancestors want me to, that's what they have the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So yes, whatever you're focused on, you're obsessing over, you're stuck on, that really makes you angry or makes you sad or that really triggers you, it's time to really face those triggers. And let Uranus guide you when it comes to this situation. Let's go ahead and pull a couple buttons for you, Gemini, for this Scorpio new moon. Okay. You have bananas. Okay. Some of you guys may be from a place where bananas grow naturally, or you're from a tropical area. Okay, maybe that's where your family is from. But I also see that you guys are very logical, Gemini. Some of you, a lot of you guys, maybe you're watching this and you're very logical and you're not really open to new ideas. You're like, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. Open yourself to what doesn't make sense. Okay, just open yourself up to it. See what happens. And then we have a fork. It's like a fork in the road, right? So there is like a decision, you know, decision that needs to be made. You have lemon or citrus, okay? So those are those sour emotions. We have the boot. So again, there are certain things that you may believe in or certain things that you're thinking or certain people that you're surrounding yourself with that get you in this emotional bind. You might need to give them a boot. And then you have the clock with wings, time flies. Right? Time continues. Be careful how you spend your time, Gemini. If you're spending your time thinking about what angers you, what bothers you, then you're not really living your life, okay? Open yourself to change. Open yourself to happiness and fulfillment. And these other 3D problems that humans have on this planet, you'll learn how to navigate them better instead of trying to change them. Okay? Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, Gemini.